Going live on YouTube right now. Okay, folks, I sincerely apologize for showing up late here tonight. Had to address something real quick, and so I am running over an hour late for this live stream that was scheduled at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. I sincerely apologize, okay? But without further ado, we got a lot to cover. It's been a few nights since I've gone live, and much has happened. Much is underway in the cryptocurrency space. I spent the last 2 days at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. So at the end of this session, I'm going to cover that conference and my major takeaways from that. And we're just watching a historic battle being fought by John Deaton. God bless the man, putting up the good fight. And like I said, here's where we are at in the timeline. In saving America, not just us XRP holders putting up a fight, anyone who wants a level playing field in digital assets and wants innovation to thrive in the United States should be rooting for John Deaton, Ripple, Library, these companies that are working, these entrepreneurs in America, that trying to build businesses, trying to solve problems, trying to get something done. We got to stand behind gentlemen like John Deaton. And it's unfortunate that we're in the legal political battle and we got to get the lawyers on our side of the table. But we got to get it done. We can't just hope and pray that this thing fixes itself. The corruption has been exposed by the Twitter sleuths, by us here on YouTube, TikTok. We get it popping here every night, telling you guys about the truth. Current events, cryptocurrency, the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Without further ado, let's get it going. Right now, we need to take a look at the cryptocurrency space, which is still hanging in there. Let's take a look. 23,156 for our Bitcoin, 1,500, just under 1,600 for our Ethereum. Your Ethereum. I don't hold Ethereum, but your Ethereum. And 40.5 cents for our XRP, the precious reserve currency, the new digital financial system here that we got rolling out, fourth industrial revolution underway. A lot of reasons to understand here why this is a bull trap rally. I'm not going to get into it all, but we got one reason right here. Jim Cramer himself says we're in a bull market, so buy the dip. God bless him. God bless him. Don Johnson here shared this one. But yeah, the party is over. Absolutely. Jim Cramer says we are in a bull market. Buy the dip. You know what happens next. And I've already covered Binance printing massive amounts of BUSD, Binance stablecoin, and then the amount of USDC that we got printed on January 20th, right before we got that final pump that took us up. And you guys see, got close to 24,000 for Bitcoin right now. We're beginning the year with some bullish energy, and you guys are seeing crypto making a recovery, and it can move quick. We understand this about crypto. You know, I was with the gold and the silver and the metal guys, and they don't really understand moving like we do in the cryptocurrency space. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of them behind. I'll get into it later, right? But they're used to 6% return on the year. You're the man, right? And we do that in a daily up and down, though. Up and down, and we've been going down. But here this month, starting off the 2023 new year, you guys see the bullish energy? Oh, wait, 100% manipulation. Stay ready, stay frosty out there, and be ready because Jim Cramer has just gone bullish and says we're in a bull market. Buy the dip. You know what comes next. Let's continue on further into this update for you guys. PayPal to lay off 2,000 employees in the coming weeks, about 10% of their workforce. So PayPal taking a loss, having to take a little cut here, little haircut for PayPal. Okay, continuing on. Prepare to be shocked, David Schwartz says, in regards to the judge ruling that the identities of two parties who backed Sam Bankman-Fried $250 million bail bond are going to be released. And David Schwartz, he must have the inside scoop, as David always does. David knows so well. Says, prepare to be shocked. So we're going to have to watch that one. That's going to be interesting to see. This corruption that's being exposed. Sam Bankman-Fried, the chosen puppet to sacrifice himself on the full blood moon lunar eclipse. What a coincidence. Not like we didn't call that one coming. We didn't know it was going to be Sam Bankman-Fried. But sure enough, the event comes in right on time, right on cue. And you guys know the deal. We've been tapped in, unlike any other group, any other platform. And it's incredible to see. We're trying to get everyone caught up to speed with us because I know you guys, the real ones that are with me, understand how quickly we're moving. Our analysis, unlike any other, when we combine it all together and we keep you guys tapped in on a different level for sure. Okay, so long as no delays, it's looking like UK crypto regulations will be royally approved in the legislature on February 20th, 2023. This one being shared by Welshie Outdoors. So you guys see the delays that we keep on getting. You guys see that, Swift supposed to be rolling out here in March. The opt-in started back in August. It's all coming out, right? But we get delays. This bank's going to delay. This network's going to delay. But we see here that we got a little bit of a breakthrough that's taking place right now in the UK crypto regulations on the way. Now we compare that to what is taking place in the United States. And this is the unfortunate part. The fortunate part about this live stream tonight is that you guys are supporting it already. Mega Man with the 5-spot Canadian funny money. Shout out to my Canadian friends up north. Like I said, up in Vancouver, Resource Investment Conference was absolutely lit. An incredible amount of great people up there. Canadians understanding the situation that's unfolding. And I'll tell you what, there was 2 political sessions, with the Canadians, and they had 2 Canadian politicians speaking. And I'll tell you what, there's a consensus at that conversation that nobody likes Trudeau. That is for sure. And I was telling a Canadian guy next to me, I said, same thing in America right now, my friend. Nobody is really supporting the moves and the actions that we see with the Biden administration. It's the same thing. I mean, Trudeau, I don't know. Would you guys rather have Biden or Trudeau? We shouldn't get political, but you guys understand. I was up there with my Canadian friends up there, and they're getting vocal up there. Shout out to the Canadians. They're very polite people, but they're pissed off with reason. So shout out to my Canadian brothers and friends and getting it done up there. Now, comparing that, what's happening in the United States, let's take a look here. Eleanor Terrett reports this. New regulation by enforcement is not going away anytime soon, according to a new report released by Solidus Labs. In 2022, U.S. regulators, the SEC, CFTC, FinCEN, OFAC broke previous crypto enforcement records by announcing a combined 58 enforcement actions. Now, we got Library chiming in here. The SEC believes that you can legally create a cryptocurrency if you do it anonymously in 2009, in the case of Bitcoin, or bribe them in the case of Ethereum. Everything else is illegal. No shade intended on Ethereum's corruption. We wish we had been as competent. Library chiming in, and we have major breakthroughs in the Library case. Once again, huge shout out to John Deaton. Some people are saying the judge said LBC sold in the secondary market is definitely not a security. He didn't say that. So we're getting a little bit of clarification from John Deaton, okay, on what the judge actually said. He said his order does not apply to secondary market sales, and he's not going to issue the injunction sought by the SEC, which arguably included secondary sales. Okay, so let's play this clip right here from John Deaton, and we'll let him explain this situation. But a major victory. John Deaton forcing the hand of the SEC. We absolutely love to see it. Crypto Eddie sharing this one. Attorney Deaton brings a victory home for the entire crypto ecosystem. God bless you, John Deaton. Let's hear what he has to say.
We all know how the SEC loves for it to be vague so that they have maximum prosecutorial options available to them. So that's why we got involved and said, listen, that's disastrous. You still please have to address this secondary market issue. And then he did something great. He basically looks over at the SEC and says, you agree, right, with him that, imagine that. I want everybody to imagine that a judge looking over at the SEC attorney saying, you agree with Deaton, right? They weren't that happy about it. And the judge said, you got to make a commitment. And he said, let's use an example. And he said, Library sold to an investment club who took the LBC and put it in cold storage, a direct sell. The judge said, I found that to be an unregistered securities offering. And you agree with me, right, SEC? And they go, yes. Then the judge said, but if Flipside sells it to someone else in the secondary market, independent of Library, you got to agree that that's not, my order doesn't apply to that scenario. And that's the victory that we got. The SEC had to concede that on the record in real time. Then he looked at me and said, Amicus, he goes, I'm going to make it clear that my order does not apply to secondary market sales. This hearing today, if you think we're getting regulations from Congress soon, then this hearing's irrelevant, right? Because Congress will give us our clarity. If we're not going to get any clarity from Congress. There's not going to be some legislation that says something that defines a security or not a security, if the CFTC has it or whoever. If we're not going to get that for a couple of years, then this hearing was extremely important.
And there you have it, folks. John Deaton explaining what went down. And this is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic to see. This is a major breakthrough, and this is going to apply to the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit as well. Now, continuing on, our good friend Reggie Middleton, we just had him on the show a couple weeks ago. Reggie Middleton chimes in regards to John Deaton. He says, "You have earned my respect more than once over. Kudos and congratulations. You are one of the most effective securities law counsels that I know." Guess what, y'all? He's not a securities lawyer, just a damn good lawyer. So a huge amount of respect being shown by Reggie Middleton. Huge breakthrough in regards to the library case not impacting. No motion from the judge, no clarity from the judge. No motion against the secondary sales of library tokens in the case of library versus SEC. So they are just going after the library tokens that were sold by the library company. So that clarity, guys, gets applied to the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, right, as well. And this is going to come down to, I believe, in the end, how Ripple is able to distribute the escrow. If they do deals like they did with R3, where we're going to give you 5 billion XRP at less than a penny, you have 3 years to buy that XRP option at any time. But in return, can you please introduce us to your Goldman Sachs buddies, your JP Morgan buddies? So they did that deal with R3. 5 billion XRP option at less than a penny. You can buy at any time over a 3-year deal. That's a pre-allocation option contract is what we would call that, right? But there was an agreement and expectations on both sides, a true investment contract. Completely different from Ripple just selling to an exchange, exchanging their property for fiat dollars, doing a currency swap, a trade of a currency with no investment contract. That's a completely different story, right? And the secondary sales of me and you trading our little bags of XRP back and forth obviously would not apply either, because the underlying asset, XRP, is not a security. It is so clear. It does not meet the definition of the Howey test. But if Ripple packages up or does a pre-allocation contract, you start to get towards an investment contract where we do have a common market enterprise and we're got an expectation of profits. We do meet the Howey test, but that's an investment contract, right? I mean, I guess in a sense, you could package up your XRP in the same way. I'll sell you XRP if you do this, this, and this for me. Now, where the R3 deal fell apart, right, was JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and all these banks, these big banks, left R3. They left and stopped using R3 Corda Sedler. And those were the type of banks that Ripple was trying to get introduced to. So that's when the deal fell apart, is R3 didn't uphold their end of the contract according to Brad Garlinghouse, right? So they pulled the plug. But that, I can see how that could be an investment contract, right? You have multiple prongs of the Howey test that are probably met, and an investment contract with expectations, profit, common market enterprise, that makes sense, right? And then the case of library tokens, right? I don't know. I haven't looked too deep on the library case, but this is a major victory, and this is what we've been waiting for. Gentlemen like John Deaton forcing the hand, forcing to finally get clarity from these guys that are holding back cryptocurrency innovation in the United States. Now, we're not even getting to the corruption of these three-letter agencies, which we could talk all night about that. But we're not even getting to the corruption. We're now just finally getting them to we're forcing their hand, getting them to give us an answer. Major victory for library token holders. And I think that the same precedent can be applied to the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the clarity that we've been waiting for. Now we just wait for it to get announced. Now we just wait for the ruling from the judge. And I do believe that the ruling in the library case is going to have an impact here on the way that the judge is going to move. The facts of the Ripple case have always remained the same, right? Ripple has sold off XRP. They've done little investment contracts with, R3 and others for sure. 400 banks and financial institutions. I'm sure that they did more than just that one pre-allocation deal that they did with R3. right? We understand that. And anybody who understands the situation gets that. But that's completely different from saying that the underlying asset itself makes a security. That's not the case. Not even close. Meets no prongs of the Howey test. The clarity that we've been waiting for, folks, is here. And this is a historic battle that's being fought on behalf of John Deaton and a few other good guys and gals that are standing up against the SEC and others. So I can't say it enough. God bless John Deaton. And huge shout out to John Deaton. I actually see that he followed me back on Twitter tonight. So huge shout out to John. I appreciate that, brother. And you got our support 100%. You got our support 100%. I mean, to say I would love to buy John a beer is an understatement of biblical proportions. I mean, I would love to do a lot more for these guys, because they've done so much. And this is what I'm doing with my platform, right? As I get these guys on my show, I get them to explain this simply so that we can understand where we're at. We get Fred Rispoli on here, class action lawsuit against a bad actor in regards to the Coinbase Flare Songbird saga. We get Jimmy Valley on here. Somebody who understands business deals, transactions, and what's at stake. And I got a clip actually from Jimmy Valley to show you guys later. It's unfortunate that we're in this legal political battle and that we got to get the lawyers on our team. We're right alongside these lawyers on the front lines. And they're leading the way. And we stand behind you, John, Jeremy Hogan, Fred Rispoli, James Phelan. Am I missing any others? Shout out to all the lawyers that have stepped in and been chiming in, because Fox Business, these guys will barely cover Ripple. They'll barely cover the financial story of the century. And I'm about to show you guys what's happening with that library price right now. You think XRP might do something? Well, library is showing us right now what can happen. Take a look here. Speaking of Jeremy Hogan, our good friend, below is the library weekly chart up 100%, and library completely lost the SEC lawsuit and is going into bankruptcy. Okay, what does this mean vis-a-vis for XRP asking for a friend? And this is the library token right here, up 100% just within the last day. And it has come back down a little bit since. I'll show you guys prices on library token here a little bit later. But what we see here, massive pump, even though library has basically lost the SEC lawsuit and is going into bankruptcy, right? So what's going to happen after we get that clear? I mean, Ripple ain't going into bankruptcy. They're sitting on plenty of cash, and they can definitely afford this scenario. Now, okay, let's get into a little bit of excitement, a little bit of speculation. Let's have a little bit of fun. Crypto Eddie pulls out the chat GPT. Everyone's playing with the numbers, playing with their AI, pumping the AI tokens. So let's have a little bit of fun with the AI. Crypto Eddie plugs in her equation. And I love to see people plugging in their equations, trying to figure out the fair market value for XRP, what kind of liquidity problem we can actually solve. Crypto Eddie, in this scenario, the worth of XRP would need to increase 16.67 USD per unit in order to transfer $1 trillion daily using a, quote, liquidity supply of 30 billion XRP, with each unit of XRP being used twice. This represents an increase of 41.68 times the current price of 40 cents, according to AI. Let's break this down. Let's take a look. Okay, we see right here, if 1 trillion USD is to be transferred daily using XRP with a liquid supply of 30 billion XRP, and each unit of XRP can be used twice in that transfer, then the worth of XRP would need to be $16.67 USD. So in this scenario, the worth of XRP would need to increase to 16.67 USD per unit in order to transfer 1 trillion USD daily using a liquid supply of 30 billion XRP, with each unit of XRP being used twice. This represents an increase of 41.68 times the current price of 40 cents per XRP. Okay, so let's understand this situation here right now, guys. What we have here is we're playing with the numbers. Everyone can bust out their calculator and do the maths, as our good friends over there in the UK say. Let's do the maths together. Okay, let's chat GPT it. Let's figure out how we move the trillions of dollars. But I want to make a couple points. You can use the same XRP more than twice in a day. Absolutely, right? So everyone's going to come up with different assumptions, different variables in these equations. And remember, I just made the case that we got to do a different equation than market cap bro. Please, to the market cap bros, I see how it applies to stocks, commodities, bonds. I see why the market cap calculation works in these traditional markets. When you have underlying liquidity networks, liquidity infrastructure, you need to calculate it differently with an equation that I have coined as the liquidity value equation, which is what Crypto Eddie is trying to solve right here. And in her assumption, she is saying that you're only going to use the same XRP twice in one day. So you could actually use XRP more than that for sure, because it settles in 3 to 5 seconds. So if you wanted to run through conservative numbers, you could, say that you could use the same XRP every 10 seconds, maybe, right? Or you could, in this situation, she's saying twice per day. But let's look at her other assumptions. She's assuming that you would have 30 billion XRP available at a price of $16 per coin. Now, I think that 30 billion, gets kind of high. I don't know if there's truly going to be that amount available for on-demand liquidity. We're going to get into some estimates. Jimmy Valley, I'm going to show you his clip later on. He says that he thinks that retail is only holding basically 0.5% to 2 points of the total supply. So that'd be 500 million to 2 billion XRP total in the hands of retail. I don't know if that's the correct assumption. Once again, we're all doing assumptions. We're all plugging in different assumptions, variables into our chat GPT, into our equations. However, we're doing the math. I'm not a math expert. I'm not a genius, right? But I could clearly tell that the market cap bros don't understand what the difference is between market cap and liquidity value. And it's a completely different equation. And it's a completely different way to look at utility assets, and specifically talking about the utility of liquidity. Payments, completely different from market cap. So we've just been trying to get the market cap bros to that level, right? But right here, guys, once again, are they going to have 30 billion available for liquidity solutions for payments? Who knows, right? And then in this example, we're only settling 1 trillion per day. That's nothing. We need to settle 6 trillion per day at Swift, 14 trillion daily at ACI worldwide. So just in those two networks alone, we have over $20 trillion of settlement. We have over $30 trillion in Nostro Vostro accounts, tied up liquidity, which is another solution utility of XRP as well. Remember, payments, cross-border payments, not the only utility for this thing. And then who knows how much me and you, Joe Blow Schmo, are holding XRP. And if XRP is at $16, are we selling our XRP? See, I might sell a little bit at around $10, at around $20. Maybe my situation will change and I'll decide to sell a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Maybe I'll sell none of my XRP. My plan right now is to hold on to 90% of my XRP tokens. So even if retail only holds 2 billion or 10 billion, that's 10 billion XRP that's in the hands of guys like me and you that are holding on for a higher price than $16. So that's where we can play with these numbers till the sun comes up tomorrow. You just do the simple math and you see if we get a percentage of the daily payment volume, we have to be in a different price. We have to have a little bit more supply. Now let's continue on here, guys. Taking a look here, before we get into some more exciting stuff, I want to show you guys how XRP has continuing to be a leading indicator of where the market's going to be heading. And as I warned at the very beginning, I'm going to say here once again, I do believe that this is a bull trap rally. Everyone needs to be careful. If you're listening to me on TikTok, if you're listening here on YouTube, if you're listening to our podcast on Spotify or Apple, I appreciate you guys. And you need to understand what just happened. Manipulation. A bunch of Binance USD stablecoin was minted. A bunch of USDC was minted. They pumped the hell out of this thing. It was manipulation. Here we are once again in a bull trap rally. This is common during a bear market. Be ready for this thing to come back down. XRP technical analysis. Let's take a look at this from Lord Vendetta. Here is 4 pictures of the XRP chart, but different time frames. Same structure with the same outcome. You can see the first rejection is always at the 0.78 Fibonacci level, followed by a lot of rejections on the golden zone fib levels. Okay, so, I'm not even going to show these charts. I just want to make this point here. In every chart, we have a descending triangle composed by three structures. Right now, XRP is developing the same structure, and I think it will have the same outcome. I think XRP is an indicator that something will hit the crypto market. Once again, we've continually said, right? XRP will move first, rest of the market will follow. This thing moves violently when it does too. So you see here, he's been showing you guys this technical analysis. We see the same pattern playing out right now. And he says, big dump incoming. Moon boys will get wrecked. And you guys got to be safe right now. Be careful who you're listening to, because a lot of people claiming that the bottom is in. Jim Cramer, as we started out this whole episode, right? Jim Cramer saying that this is a bull market, buy the dip, this thing's about to move. You know what happens next. Same story from the Bitcoin maxis. It's interesting how the message from the Jim Cramer shills of the Wall Street guys and the Bitcoin maxis, it's so interesting. What a coincidence that their pitch is the same thing. Their story is the same thing. Bottom is in, buy the dip. We're going to head on up from here. Stay safe out here, guys. The manipulation is clear as day. I would love for the bottom to be in. I would love for the bull market to be here. I would love to go to the moon. That would be fun. Let's stay real. And we've been calling it, and you guys saw last year, we've been spot on. Over the last year, we've been spot on with our calls on the way that this market's moving. I don't trade on a daily basis. I don't do day trading. But when I did some swing trading last year over the period of 4 months, you guys saw the results. I grew my trading bag 100%. Then FTX happened. I pulled out my bags. I'm no longer gambling. I no longer go to the casino in regards to the cryptocurrency space. I'm only picking up my fundamental positions. And I'll tell you what, I am itching. I'm being tempted by the devil to pull back up to the casino once again. And I ask God to keep me strong, and I stay away, and I'm staying away. But golly, we've been spot on with the way that this market's moving. Okay, we've just been spot on, and I want to trade right now. I'm itching, but we understand the liquidity crisis that we're in has me uncomfortable. If I'm serious about the reality of this situation, I don't trust any of these exchanges, and even gambling with a small percentage of my portfolio, it's not going to create generational wealth, so why spend time in the charts playing with the numbers? Come on, guys. We got to focus on what got us here. That's building fundamental businesses and picking up fundamental assets, fundamental positions, so that we can sleep soundly at night, so that we can live stress-free through a bear market recession. When I trade, I lose sleep. So, you're in the trades, you got the alarms going off. It's just, I'll be chilling right now till the liquidity crisis ends. But I wanted to make that clear. Before I get into some massively fundamental bullish news for XRP and Ripple, I wanted to give you guys that caveat, that technical analysis of matching up with what I see right now. I'm out of the market. I'm not trading. I have cash on the sidelines ready to buy the dip. But, Jim Cramer says that a bull market started. I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to dip, and we're going to dip again. And I don't think that the bottom is in. Unfortunately, I wish we could do rocket emojis and be bullish. We're not quite there yet, but fundamentally, what are we seeing? Q4 market report from Ripple, Q4 market report of 2022. And you guys know that we've been covering this. So I'm going to have a full deep dive coming on the Q4 market report from Ripple. It's going to be in a separate video because we got to go through the full thing and break it down. But just a couple pieces right here from Leonidas. And he's putting together some XRP data that is fascinating. And the story that Ripple's telling us is incredibly bullish. Here's a breakdown of all of Ripple's sales and purchases since 2018. Steady growth of on-demand liquidity related sales attributed to the growth and adoption of on-demand liquidity. So this is what we've been waiting for. This is attributed to the growth and adoption of XRP. ODL equals XRP, okay? Let's understand that. And let's take a look right here. This is definitely fascinating to see. Ripple on-demand liquidity related sales purchases in the millions. So 2,500 million XRP related sales equals 2.5 billion, guys. 2.5 billion. Sorry. They purchased 2.5 billion. They sold, I think it was 2.7, 2.8 billion was the totals. And then this month, Q4 2022, we see even further growth. And let's take a look here. Leonidas putting this together. xrpark.com/escrow is the link right here for you guys. I will put the link on down below for you guys to take a look at this. When we look at the data, when we track the on-demand liquidity, it is clear as day, guys. In Q4, 2.9 billion in on-demand liquidity sales, and we had 2.7 billion in on-demand liquidity or in XRP purchases. Right here, you guys can see 2,737 million. That is equivalent to 2.7 billion. 2.7 billion fiat cash spent on XRP. How is your program working out? For Ripple, XRP, on-demand liquidity, it is consistent growth. And you see also programmatic sales of XRP. This is what they were using to help grow the XRP ecosystem, to help build their company, to help build their infrastructure. And you can see in 2019, let's start at the top. The total programmatic sales in 2018 was 363 million. The total in 2019 was even less, 268 million. So they were even doing less and less sales. As time went on, they have been selling less XRP. But this is where you got to look at these details right here. In Q4 2019, 0 XRP sold. 1 year before the SEC Ripple lawsuit was filed, that is when they stopped selling XRP. Programmatic sales stopped 1 year before the SEC lawsuit was filed, Q4 2019. And then they started the purchase program back in Q3 of 2020. So bear market, the world's, obviously going through the 2020 simulation crisis. And what does Ripple start doing? They start buying back XRP. 45 million XRP in Q3, 34 in Q4, 80 million total for 2020. Then they stop in 2021 before they pick back up in a massive way, and they haven't stopped since, and it continues to grow. In Q4 2021, 321 million XRP bought. And I remember covering a year ago, just last year in January, we were covering the Q4 2021 market report. I'm sure I could go back and pull up the video or the live stream that I talked about it in, because we've just been watching this market report. Every quarter, Ripple releases this and tells us what's happening. And it's clear today. I mean, it's clear as day what is taking place. They started with 321 million in Q4 of 2021. They sold 1 billion in XRP, $1 billion worth of XRP in Q4 of 2021 after they purchased 321 million. But then where did they go from there? They started out 2022 with an absolute bang. Q1 2022, 1 billion XRP, $1 billion worth of XRP bought. Q2, $1.7 billion worth of XRP bought. Q3, $2.5 billion worth of XRP bought. Last quarter, Q4 2022, to finish off the year, $2.7 billion worth of XRP bought, bringing the total to 2022 to $8 billion. 8 billion fiat US dollar funny money traded for the reserve currency asset XRP, and then later sold $9.2 billion worth, only going exclusively to on-demand liquidity partners. And you see the growth. The proof is in the pudding. The details are right there. If you take a look, if you listen, and the kids don't listen, it's so simple. When Brad takes the stage in Davos, listen up, kids. I know you're chasing memes. I know you're chasing NFTs. I know you're chasing the AI pump. What's the next sexy thing to walk by me? You're missing something that's being told by Brad Garlinghouse. When he told us at Davos, World Economic Forum, took the stage with central bankers right next to him, he told us that 50% of RippleNet transactions were going through XRP on-demand liquidity. Well, actually, the truth be told here, folks, Brad was downplaying it. The true fact is this from Cowboy Crypto. Ripple has processed nearly 30 billion worth of volume and 20 million transactions since RippleNet was first launched. In 2022, approximately 60% of those payments were sent through HODL. So it's even better than what Brad told us in Davos. And this is what's so fascinating. They're so transparent. They show us how much XRP they're buying, how much XRP they're selling. And they're telling us, hey guys, We're not selling it to the exchanges. It's only going to banks and financial institutions. And then we come on this platform and ask, do you have enough XRP? This reserve currency that's as liquid as a G10 currency, 9 times year over year on-demand liquidity growth. This is just ridiculous. $8 billion fiat US dollars thrown away, traded for XRP by Ripple. And they're still sitting on $1 billion cash. Brad reminded us again in Davos. Yeah, guys, by the way, we're still sitting on $1 billion cash. USD. We still keep a little bit around. Just so that we can, pick over the carcass of FTX and the remaining companies that are continuing to go bankrupt, insolvent, fail, bust. Founders are running. The transparency can't be matched in the space. Ripple telling you what's taking place. $8 billion given away by Ripple in exchange for XRP. Then they turn around and they sell that XRP to their on-demand liquidity partners. And what do they do with the escrow? Remember, this will never change. 3 billion XRP gets released to Ripple every single quarter. And we can go see, we can go track that they've been putting about 80% of that escrow back in the escrow. So they keep 20%, they give it to their on-demand liquidity partners. But instead of taking that escrow and giving it to their on-demand liquidity partners to the tune of $8 billion cash last year, they thought it was a good investment, a good trade to trade the US dollar fiat funny money for XRP, turn around, $9.2 billion worth of XRP sold to their on-demand liquidity partners in 2022. I mean, guys, this is shocking data. Shocking data when you actually look at it and you start to really understand what's taking place. And me and you, little guy, little gal, just trying to take care of our families and ride out a bear market recession and survive this thing. And we have the opportunity to pick up this thing. This no longer being sold to the exchanges. It's no longer being sold to the platform that you're buying XRP from. No matter what country, no matter what state, what territory or province you are buying XRP from, whatever exchange you're using, they're not getting XRP anymore, guys. This is very clear. And what else do we see? That Ripple, right now, secondary sales are not going to be sales of security. So what I'm interested to see is if Ripple is going to start to turn this around, start loading back up the exchanges once again and allowing the exchanges to sell to retail, because those transactions will not be a security offer. They will not be an investment contract. It is a simple exchange of a currency, of a property. And so I'm waiting to see if they do that, or think about this. If Ripple has the ability to set the price because they control the supply, they control the escrow, they can set the price and say, we ain't getting rid of our XRP unless you're paying $5. We'll do a pre-allocation contract like we did with R3, right? But you're not going to be paying 40 cents. You're not going to be paying 50 cents. You're not going to have an option over the next 3 years to buy XRP at market price. You can have an option to buy XRP over the next 3 years, but it's going to be at an artificially set price by us. You want to come to our table, do the deal, and pick up $1 billion XRP? Well, there's 2 ways that you could acquire that $1 billion XRP, right? You could go buy it off the retail, go buy it off the exchanges. You're probably going to have to pump it because I'm not selling my XRP at 40 cents. You guys aren't selling your XRP at 40 cents. So maybe if they pump it to $1, they could get a little bit of a XRP out of the hands of us. If they pump it to $5, they might get a lot more. They'll get a lot more for sure. And if they pump it to $10, they'll be able to get quite a bit. But as I'm about to show you guys, this is very interesting. Jimmy Valley talking about how he thinks that less than 2 billion XRP is in the hands of retail. So there might not even be that much XRP to buy off of us, right? Now, more bullish news. You guys already know the deal. This just doesn't stop for Ripple. It just doesn't stop. We're not done. Guys, cheers. God bless you for riding this thing out together with us. This community is so strong and we understand what's taking place. We cut through the BS and we get clarity every single night by staying tuned in, tapped in. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up for us. I appreciate all of you. We're not done. XRP Crypto Wolf. Montenegro's central bank teams up with Ripple on a digital currency pilot project. How many central banks can we get? I mean, come on, guys. We've already sat down at the table with over 50 of them. We understand that. And now we have where Ripple is on the committees, on the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project. Multiple central bank digital currencies already built on the XRP ledger. Not just the consultation role, not just the photo op, not just the marketing gimmick. No. Actually, CBDCs built on the XRP ledger. And now we have another central bank, this one out of Montenegro. And the haters will say that this is a small country. This doesn't matter. Well, their cryptocurrency that they've invested in can't even get these central bankers to pick up the phone. Montenegro, another one, check the box, signing up here with Ripple on a digital currency pilot project. And, I don't know if this is going to be built on the XRP ledger or if this is just some consultation. Remember, we've been talking about this. A lot of these deals, a lot of these partnerships are fake, are just consultation. They're not actually using the token. Central bank engagement, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if they're building on this on the XRP ledger or not yet. Yeah. I mean, here's this. A Ripple advisor promised new activity in CBDC deals last year. And you can see this right here. Mentioning Bhutan and Palau specifically among several pilots in progress. The company is also a founding member of the Digital Dollar Project, and it joined the Digital Euro Association in February. Digital Euro, Digital Pound, Digital Dollar, and now we have Bhutan, Palau already in progress. And it looks like this to me kind of sounds like they're going to be building on the XRP ledger, but I don't want to speak too soon, guys, so I will confirm that later for you guys, okay? But let's take a look at this one, guys. This is important. Quick reminder, by the way, Bank of America, the patent that they put in for real-time settlement, never forget this one, guys. This is an oldie but a goodie from ISO 222. Let's do it. Confirmation, Bank of America patent cites Ripple DLT for real-time settlement. And another quick point on this, remember how important it is, the patents. We had Reggie Middleton on the show now twice. You got to go back and watch those sessions if you haven't already, because you got to understand how important the patents are to this space and to technology. Now, in regards to this, once again, confirmation, we already knew this, maybe you guys didn't know, so quick reminder, we have confirmation of Bank of America patent, including and citing Ripple DLT for real-time settlement, right here. Referring now to Figure 6, a diagram illustrates a pre-funded Ripple settlement scheme. Referring now to Figure 7, a diagram illustrates a just-in-time or real-time net settlement based on distributed ledger scheme, okay? And let's take a look here. I know this is kind of sideways, but you can see there you have Ripple DLT, Ripple DLT. This is their patent application, June 6, 2019. And once again, we have here pre-funded Ripple settlement is what that Figure 6 says right there. And real-time net settlement by distributed ledger system filed here by Bank of America Corporation. And you can see that their patent right here, they are trying to make it interoperable with the XRP ledger. Now, I have another fascinating one, and I was telling you guys, I have a clip here. This is a very, very interesting reminder of what has already been said by Brad Garlinghouse Ripple, and then I'm going to allow Jimmy Valley to explain what is really going on, what this XRP buyback discussion is really about. Now, Digital Asset Investor shares this. XRP buyback discussion in context. Ripple has already done a stock buyback, which increased their valuation from 10 billion to 15 billion. Post SEC lawsuit, why would a similar thing not be done with XRP? What if they need a higher price of XRP? How would you do it? Okay, we got a video right here. Let's play this one. And a huge shout out to Digital Asset Investor.
When XRP was created, this actually was created before Ripple existed. The creators of XRP decided there'd be 100 billion units because they saw it as rather than having a smaller number with a very high price, they saw it as something they wanted to be effectively a global reserve currency.
the other thing behind this, right, is the establishment of fair market value. So this may be the plan. The plan may be to use XRP as the world reserve currency, right? The problem they have is that they're all on that side of the table. So they can't really they know it's the plan. They can't establish that to be fair market value for us. They actually have to engage in a open transaction of some type to set where we know that that's their plan, right? And that we would be willing to sell our property for that value, right? That's how they would actually establish the fair market value, which will then imply or infer the value of all their holdings. So let's just say that there was one global bank. There's one bank, just for the sake of, kind of figuring this out. There's one bank and it already holds 90% of the XRP. Only thing is, it's got all these liabilities and it's 90% of the XRPs at 35 cents. And so it's not near enough to basically offset, to be an asset that offsets those liabilities, right? They need a transaction where they can write up the value of their XRP.
Yeah.
Why not buy the 10% that's out in retail? We think it's substantially less than that that's out in retail. We think it's between 0.5 point and 2 points of the whole thing that's actually held by retail. So $500 million to $2 billion of the whole thing. So anyway, they got to buy the 10% in our example here. And why not set the price at the high price that you're now 90% does cover all of your liabilities. That's how it works. And this is just basic, simple. This happens every day in capital markets. And, when Elon bought Twitter, right? Twitter was probably trading at $43 or something a share. And he said, I'm going to pay 50, was it 54.20? There was a 420. So I'm going to pay 54.20. And that represented a premium. But the value of the company then was worth what he paid for it, because that was a fair market value deal striking thing.
Okay, folks, so you heard Jimmy explain that situation, right? Why these banks and financial institutions would be interested in a deal like that. Now, remember, he's talking about just one bank, right? And I'm about to show you some of the losses that these central banks are taking, which is absolutely massive, because I want to give you guys an idea of just how big this problem is. And he's talking about just one bank having this problem, right? Trying to write up their assets so that they can cover their liabilities. This situation is absolutely massive. If you don't believe me, check this one out. Reporting from Gold Telegraph, Norway's sovereign wealth fund loses a record 164 billion last year. Gold showcased preservation in 2022. That's what they say, right? Guys, this is not supposed to happen. This is absolutely not allowed to happen. This is pension funds. This leads to riots in the streets, right? Norway's sovereign wealth fund loses a record $164 billion last year. This isn't a central bank, right? This is the sovereign wealth fund, retirements, pensions, and this is just one of them. Losing 164 billion, guys. This is absolutely massive. And then what are the actions that are being taken here by these countries that are in real trouble? This is what they do. And don't think that this couldn't happen in your country as well. Whether you're listening from the United States, I don't care where you're at. This could be you too. Breaking news. Lebanon to devalue currency by 90% on February 1st. This is why you own gold. Now, folks, you guys know the deal. We understand right now that there's opportunity in multiple asset classes. So that is why this platform is about understanding all of them. You guys know, over the last 2 days, I went to the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Boy, did I take in a lot. Not only did I get to shake the hand of Robert Kiyosaki, take a picture with him, and God bless him. He is praised like an immortal walking through the conference. I mean, it's just there's just a flood of people around him, all trying to take pictures and with him. I got super lucky and I ran into him while he was off by himself. And, it was just an absolute honor. And wow, we head on out into these conferences, and we immediately get in touch, and we're shaking hands and meeting some of these big hitters, and we got a lot on the way in regards to that. But I go, and this whole conversation is about what I just covered, about all these issues. Now, obviously, at the Precious Metals Conference, you know what their solution is, right? It's gold and silver. And for me, too, I understand why this is going to play a role in the new financial system and in the new economy. Whether they back the CBDCs or the new currencies by gold or silver, we're talking about a new economy. And golly, when I get into this, guys, the amount of bullishness that I now have for silver, it's unbelievable, because I was listening to them talk about how much silver is getting used in the solar energy space and just in the industrial use cases of silver, on top of me and you, Joe Blow, just trying to get something that's going to preserve our wealth from the Central Bank of Lebanon deciding that on February 1st, we're going to devalue the currency by 90%. Our sovereign wealth fund in Norway losing 164 billion. And so the whole theme of the conference started out with Jay Martin, who put on the conference, talking about how to build a moat before you build a castle. Essentially, build your defense before you build your house, your main structure, and before you go on offense. And for me, what I realized, one of my biggest takeaways is just how these guys, we have the same thesis as far as what's wrong, what the problem is, and what's going to happen. But most of them dismiss cryptocurrency digital assets completely. There are some, and there's a good amount. Peter Schiff even has said, recently that he understands the utility. And Robert Kiyosaki talking about utility. I've talked with Andy Schectman too about this, and we're getting some of these guys to understand. And they're smart guys, and they understand utility. And so they just think that precious metals need to back these digital assets. They think that these digital assets need to be backed by some, which I do believe that, right? But they don't understand that assets like XRP function as a new digital reserve currency, but also are as liquid as a G10 currency with real cross-border payment solutions on top of other utilities that you guys already understand as well. As we tokenize the whole world, it's just a matter of time before gold, silver, and all of the other precious metals that these crazy guys up there in Vancouver were talking about getting out of the earth. And it was eye-opening, right, in that regard, and the opportunity that I see for myself, where I get to sit down, and I had a fantastic lunch with Andy Schectman. We talked all sorts of things, and I explained kind of what was going on with this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit a little bit further, what's going on with XRP. And these guys, they're smart. They get it, right? And for me, what it comes down to summarize my one of my main takeaways from the conference was the barbell investment strategy. And so I talked about this a little bit last night. I did a TikTok live. Sorry, YouTube, I didn't make it onto YouTube. It was just kind of an impromptu deal. But I put out a short video, maybe you've seen it, talking about how to structure the perfect portfolio right now. What I'm talking about is the barbell investment strategy so that you can have your defensive measures and then you can feel comfortable, sleep well at night, and go on the offense. So in regards to precious metals, what that means is on the conservative side, you stack the metals, you stack the bullion, you stack the coins, right? And you just sit on it as a conservative play so you can sleep well at night. But then in regards to precious metals, if you want to take a little bit more risk, you would go talk to the 300 vendors and miners that were there at that conference, and you could make an investment in the miners. Now, I'll tell you this, I'm bullish on all the metals. On all the metals, they all have great fundamental in the supply demand with what's taking place, the move to renewables, ESG, everything that's taking place. All of the metals, the rare earth metals from lithium, I don't even know. I can't even list all of them off that they're pulling out of the ground. I'm bullish on all of them, and I got incredibly more bullish on silver after listening to some of the data points and facts and the discussions around silver with Lynette Zhang, Andy Schectman, Robert Kiyosaki, and others discussing this conversation, along with Rick Rule. I want to give a huge shout out to Rick Rule, who really ran the show in my eyes. He participated in so many different sessions, roundtables, his own sessions, and it was truly incredible. I wasn't aware of Rick Rule and who he was. I'd heard of him, but to finally see him in action, and then the amount of time that he spent in between his sessions just taking questions and speaking with the audience and the people was incredible to see, and an incredible vibe, incredible energy, and it was fantastic to see. And you can see how desperate these people are. A lot of the people at that conference have some M's in the bank account. They got a little bit more wealth than a guy like me who's just getting started in building wealth, right? So they're worried about preserving wealth. They have their 401k, they have their retirement. which is why when I got my affiliate link down below for precious metals, I wanted to make sure that they could roll over your 401k retirement account. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's why I did that, because I wanted people that wanted to save their 401k retirement account. And I saw plenty of those guys up at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference over the last couple of days. And, you know, they have a similar program up there in Canada. Obviously, many of these countries have the similar retirement programs. And, you know, I get it. I get why these guys are desperate to try to save their retirement accounts, because this is moving quickly, right? And a lot of uncertainty. But once again, how do you structure your portfolio right now? It's the barbell investment strategy in regards to precious metals. You stack the metals, and then if you got a little bit of money to play around with, you go after the miners. You make a bet on one of these guys, one of these gals that are, you know, putting together these deals. And I was very interested in learning more about how these mining companies get structured, how they go do the exploration. It was funny because all these guys, they got their booths set up with a map behind them of whatever region they're going to pull the metals or the minerals out of the ground from. And so you're listening to their story about how they're pulling it out of the ground in Ecuador, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, whatever their story. They all got a story. And there's plenty of money to be made, but it's more risky. So once again, barbell investment strategy, conservative risk. In regards to cryptocurrency, you guys understand that fundamental positions like the ISO 222 cryptos, a few others, they have real world utility, real fundamentals, solve real problems. Hopefully the problems are valued in the trillions of dollars. That's what I get interested in. That's what turns me on. And then if we do want to play like we did last year, we traded with a little bit of our bag. I don't do memes. I don't do NFTs. I don't play around in that regard, but I did trade a little bit last year, and that's that barbell investment strategy, right? It's not evenly weighted. It's not 50-50, guys. Depending on your risk tolerance, maybe it's going to be 90% conservative because you're just trying to hold on to it, but you got 10% for risk. Maybe you're a young guy like me and you want to go, 60% conservative, 40% risk. I'll tell you right now, until I started stacking precious metals and silver last year, I was 100% degen, 100% on, XRP and a few cryptos. And just recently over the last year is when I started making a more conservative play by just stacking silver, and I don't stack anything else. You guys know that about me, but I see, and I'm completely bullish. I saw the fundamentals. I have a lot more to learn, and that's where I'm at with precious metals. You guys understand that, and I'm just showing you guys the transparency of me moving into the space, why I'm doing it, and I actually gave you guys the exact percentages that I was allocating to silver at the time when I released. The last time that I've shared my portfolio was a few months ago, so that is kind of outdated now. I will give you guys a portfolio update maybe here soon. And I share that with the Discord group as well, the moves that we're making in real time. But like I said, I'm no longer trading right now. I'm no longer doing any risk moves, really. And in regards to precious metals mining, I don't understand enough to invest in mining companies right now. And I definitely don't want to invest in companies that have already hit the New York Stock Exchange or the Toronto Stock Exchange. Companies that are already public, I'm not interested in. I want to do private placements, which I listened to a fascinating session from Rick Rule on investing in private placement. It's what questions to ask these guys when they tell you a story. And so that was an eye-opening session as well. And as we become accredited investors, as we come into some wealth, right, these are the type of deals that are where the big hitters are at. It's private placements. It's pre-IPO. And that is a limited access position that you can take when you're not an accredited investor, which is unfortunate. And if good guy Gary has his way, he's going to up that threshold to $10 million to become an accredited investor, completely locking out even more people from access to early stage investments because they're so interested in protecting us, is the story, right? But once again, right now, for me, it's all fundamental, guys. For me, risk on. The only risk that I'm really taking on is cryptocurrencies. Some people, some financial advisors, some people, when they look at all of the asset classes, would just include all of crypto as high risk, which I would because it is highly volatile. So that's really the only risk that I'm playing in. But for me, these are fundamental positions. I'm reading the market reports, just like you would read a quarterly report from any public company. Ripple, one of the few transparent companies in the cryptocurrency space, is telling me how much success they're having. Oh, gee, another central bank. Wow. I wonder how many deals are happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, right? We can speculate till the sun comes up tomorrow. We can do the math till the sun comes up tomorrow. Guys, worst case scenario, it's a life-changing opportunity. if we even just go a little bit, if we're even 10% right about this XRP story, because the fundamentals are so clear and the problems are so real. And it's $164 billion lost by the Norway Sovereign Fund. That's not supposed to happen. Lebanon, going to devalue their currency by 90%. I'll tell you what, my crypto bags haven't lost 90% this year. They've taken a massive hit, for sure, absolutely. Which we took advantage of that opportunity to double the size of our XRP bag. Fantastic. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. What a blessing. Greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Well, we know what we're stacking right now, which is fundamental positions in XRP, silver, and this weekend, guys, I'm telling you, we're surrounding ourselves with the biggest hitters in the game. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just taking a picture with Robert Kiyosaki and some of these guys. This weekend, I'm going to be sitting down, and we got a member in our group who's going to be helping us put on a real estate session. And we're going to be talking about the real estate investment class this Saturday in my Discord group, weekly calls that we do every Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get tapped in. Head on over to my website, guys. Get tapped in. And you guys know the deals. You get into our Discord group right now. We got a new, fresh month starting. I do want to let you guys know that you can join our Discord group at any point. You sign up on Patreon, then you get access to the Discord group. But you can sign up at any point now because you no longer get double charged. If you sign up at the end of the month on like the 25th, then you used to get charged again on the 1st. We've changed it. Patreon updated. That was a Patreon issue to where now, whatever day you sign up, if you sign up today, you're not going to get charged again tomorrow on the 1st, which is how it used to be. So if you want to take advantage, guys, get into our Discord group right now. You can get 16% off your Patreon membership by signing up for a year in advance. So that is the most amount of discount that Patreon would let me do, was 16% off yearly membership. You get tapped in this weekend. We're sitting down with a big hitter who's doing real deals in the real estate asset class. And like I said, real estate, we go yesterday, the last 2 days, big hitters, big freaking hitters. In regards to precious metals, and the conversation was, interesting. Nonetheless, there was one guy on stage that talked about digital assets, and it was Mark Moss, and it was a Bitcoin pitch. It was a Bitcoin story. And you guys know how I feel about that. And I didn't get a chance to meet Mark Moss. I was looking forward to it, but I didn't get a chance. We were very busy up there at the conference. But I am going to reach out, and I would love to talk to Mark Moss because I think that he's tapped in. Remember, with these Bitcoin maxis, I share the same thesis. I just am not going to be making an allocation into Bitcoin, and I don't think that that's the right move. I think that there's better opportunities in this real world utility. And so that's the difference. But once again, the conversation was fascinating what these guys were talking about because just the session that Andy Sheckman put on was called, I forget what it was called. It was called like a great reset, something like that. I'll pull it up, guys. I knew that this live stream was going to go long tonight. I was already running late, and I knew that I was going to be running long. See, I'm already at an hour. I haven't even got the Q&A. I've just been, dropping the sauce for you guys tonight, and I was so excited to come back because it's been a few days since we've gone live. So I already knew that I was going to be going long. So I've given you a little bit of kind of an inside look at what I want to talk about. But tomorrow is when I'm going to have to finally drop the recap on the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference because I knew this session was already going to go long. We're already here for an hour. At this point, I do want to take some questions. Super excited to get tapped back in here. But once again, real estate session coming this Saturday, Discord weekly call. Every Saturday, I usually run the weekly call, but we've decided this Saturday we're going to have our real estate session. We've already had multiple sessions, and this is where you get so much value, and you're going to look at that price, $45 a month, yes, but you're going to be surrounded by a community of like-minded individuals that are taking massive action and having massive amounts of success during a bear market recession, and so you're going to be able to learn from them. And making back your $45 per month is going to be the least of what you're going to be able to do within our group. Right? I'm not here to be your financial advisor, but it's incredible what happens when you get tapped in with the right people. Okay. And so this Saturday, my good friend, Johnny, he actually used to teach for Robert Kiyosaki. Funny enough, I just met Robert, over the last couple of days. We shook hands with Robert Kiyosaki. My good friend, Johnny, actually used to teach for Robert Kiyosaki, run sessions, and Robert actually used to speak for Johnny. And so he's going to be throwing this real estate session together for us on Saturday. I just spoke with Johnny today about what we're going to be talking about, and I couldn't be more excited. And this is the type of value that you'll find in the group on top of all the other content we bring in our business development program. We talk about, we have prepping sessions, and we're about to have another prepping session coming up here shortly as well. It's been a while since we've had the prepping, so we got to touch bases once again. We cover it all. Community of like-minded individuals, and you got to get around winners. Guys, there's too much bitching and moaning, complaining out there. I see it in the comments every single day. And I see it in the hopium bros and the people that are just praying. No, they're commenting under my video that I posted today about us being in a bull trap. And I said, it was just a little 15-second short that I put out today. And I said, guys, I'm not going to call out the names, but you guys know and understand how the manipulation is taking place. This was a month of manipulation. I know. New year, new us. New crypto bull run. Let's get excited. Jim Cramer says the bull market has started. Buy the dip. Not the case. The manipulation is clear as day. So we got to stay ready right now. Absolutely got to stay ready. But I see these guys in the comments. You got guys bitching and complaining. You got an incredible all-time high amount of FUD and confusion. And Adam came out with a coin. Hey, who was that guy on your little TikTok live that said that this coin was going to replace XRP and do this and that? All-time high amount of FUD, confusion, and bullshit. What we're trying to bring you guys is clarity. We read the market reports. It's clear as can be what's taking place. Massive super chat from my good friend Johnny. John, I appreciate you. He says, let's go XRP, gold, silver, and real estate. The cash flows, fire up the engines. And we're not stopping, brother. Like you said, we are not stopping. We continue to grow over the last 2 years. But golly, we praise God because we know we're in a fight. Just because we're winning right now doesn't mean that we're not going to get shot. We're not going to take shots. I mean, they are sending shots at us every single day. But we're going to understand. We're going to go through it this weekend. You know, if you're already a homeowner, what should I be doing? How should I think about this? If you're a first-time home buyer like myself, I'm looking to buy my first property over the next year, and you guys are going to come on that journey with me. I'm so excited. And we have future real estate updates coming on the YouTube channel as well for you guys, because I think it's so important to cover the news that's coming out in regards to real estate so that we can track that market closely. Okay? But then we're going to go homeowners that already got, how should I be thinking if I'm sitting on a home? What should I be doing right now? Okay, first-time home buyers. And then we're going to get into the investment side of the real estate asset class. How to be a successful real estate investor. How to look at single-family residence, short-term rentals, commercial properties, multifamily. You know, there's all sorts of commercial properties. There's all sorts of ways to make money in real estate. You know, Johnny's been telling us about how they've been structuring deals where they're just buying the notes, becoming the bank, as we've been talking about in the XRP community, becoming our own damn XRP community bank. Well, we got friends in higher places that are doing it in real estate as we speak. Or we hang out with the TikTok bros crying, whimpering. Are we ever going to make it? Zach, you're wrong. That's the comments that I got today on my video. You're wrong. Okay, fine. If we're wrong, we're positioned, right? We have the assets that, you know, if the Fed pivots, if we're wrong, if the bottom is in and we go, okay, that's fine. They want to do one more manipulated pump up to 50K for Bitcoin. Okay, whatever. We ride the crypto assets. We understand. But fundamentally speaking, until we get regulations clarity in the cryptocurrency space, the manipulation continues, and that's what took place this month. I wish we could do rocket emoji, laser eyes, and get excited. In fact, I stay excited even though I know it's a bull trap rally. And like I said, the devil's tempting me to gamble once again, commit the sin of gambling and going and shorting the hell out of Bitcoin. God, it was such a simple strategy, but we grew our bags 100%. Fundamental analysis. Bitcoin doesn't belong above 20K. Short the hell out of it. Golly, they pump it up to 25K. Our shorts are down 60%. That's fine. Add to it. We're not going to get margin called. And then boom, we write it back down. We made tons of money. Got scared, threw it all into XRP, took our XRP, got it out of the casino, got it out of the exchange, took the money and ran, took the XRP, took the reserve currency and ran. God, what a time. Here we are once again. They pump it up to 24K. Not going to fool us. Not going to fool us on this community. And I know you guys are tapped in. Levi Brown, 5 spot. If I remember right, Zach, you said before that 10,000 XRP would bring generational wealth, right? How much more time you speculate we have to stack our bags? So it's interesting. I think that you can make generational wealth without XRP, and that's my plan, is that I will make generational wealth. I am in the process of making generational wealth without XRP. So I want to make that point very, very clear. If we're completely wrong about XRP, we still make generational wealth. We still feed our families. We still survive this crisis. Now, 10,000 XRP, I think, can change your life. I think properly moved, maneuvered, structured, you figure out how to make it, keep it, and multiply it from there. You can create generational wealth just from the move that we're going to see. Once again, 10,000 XRP, and XRP just goes to a $10 price. That's going to change your life. That's going to put you in a position that's going to move the needle for you. From there, it's going to be up to us to determine, what we're going to do with our XRP and how high is it going to go? How long are we going to hold on to it? For me, I plan on holding 90% of my bag because I believe that we see much higher prices, and I'm on a time frame that's a decade. Now, I've already been in XRP for 4 or 5 years, right? So I've already been in this thing. I've already been let down, but our fundamental thesis, investment thesis with XRP still stands. Someone that has 10,000 XRP can still figure out how to blow it. Sudden wealth syndrome is a real thing. So someone with 100,000 XRP can still blow it. Even at $10 XRP. And they have $1 million. How many kids made $1 million on the memes and are now back with mommy? Got roommates now. That's interesting to me. You're a big baller. Now these guys got roommates. Nothing against roommates. I get it. You're a kid. You're young kids. Young kids. And the crypto projects aren't paying you the checks to shill that shit anymore, right? So now you got roommates. Now you got a podcast about Pokemon cards. Hey, I'm not knocking it. I hope the program works out for you. Wow. I kid, but oh man, we called it. We called it for those kids. I see them, and I wish them the best. Hope it works out. I see that I missed some super chats, and I sincerely apologize. I'm going to scroll up right now, and I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to see if I can find these super chats, because I see that I did miss a couple. Okay, it was AR right at the very beginning. AR said, shout out to everyone holding down the chat with comedy improv while we waited for the man of the hour. God bless. Keep it rolling, Zach. And then I saw one from XRP Angel 2-spot. Massive. Appreciate the support, guys. I love you guys so much. And if you guys are still listening, if you guys are still in the chat here, 10:30 on the West Coast, tuning in on a late night session, turn up on a Tuesday with us. Can you do us a favor and smash that thumbs up? And make sure you share this message far and wide. And after we do end this session, head on over to the website where you can get your precious metals, you can get your cryptocurrencies, you can get your wallets, and you can get tapped in with a community of like-minded individuals that are going to take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, no matter what happens, no matter what they send at us. God bless our our Discord community. So much more than just XRP. Like I said, we cover it all. And we're a family. God bless you guys. Okay. All right, let's take some Q&A real quick before we wrap up this session. Quick Q&A. TikTok. Oh boy. TikTok, what are you guys working with? YouTube, please, can we smash the thumbs up? Another massive super chat from John. Don't speculate, just accumulate persistent patience while you build a business out of a side hustle. My man's been doing it, and it's an absolute honor to have him within the family. And he's just so gracious with his time, and his presence is massive within our community. And like I said, what we are going to continue to do is surround ourselves with big hitters that are getting real deals done. No matter whether the market's up or down, it's all about keeping the cash flow coming. And then we're in the middle of a currency reset, so we're going to accumulate real assets, real value that put out real cash flow. Whether that's real estate, whether that's an XRP reserve currency that I don't trust anybody to stake my XRP with right now. I didn't trust Nexo really. Nexo wasn't even available in my state, but I didn't really trust Nexo. I don't trust any DeFi plays. There's no banks that are offering me staking for XRP, but eventually That's where we're going to get that cash flow out of this investment, is by putting up our XRP into the liquidity pools, automated market makers. It's all coming. Michael 319222, I appreciate that super chat. God bless you, Michael. No question, love the content. Keep up the fight, Zach. Resist the devil. May God be with us. May God be with us. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. So tempting. God, because we've just been so spot on. And I got to tell you guys, because I was checking right before I got on the stream here. Guys, I wish this was a joke, right? With the moon phase patterns and with the eclipses. We have 4 eclipses this year. I shit you not. Excuse my language, but guys, I mean, this is a joke to me, right? Until we use the moon phase pattern to short the hell out of Bitcoin, grow our trading banks 100%, and it has allowed us to be spot on with our calls in the directions of the market moves over the last year, specifically with the cryptocurrency space. And you have to understand that cryptocurrency is the digital asset, or is the asset class that is so most heavily tied to this moon phase pattern that we just so happen to come across. But I kid you not, there is 4 eclipses, 2 lunar eclipses, 2 solar eclipses happening this year, 2023. Guys, they're going to shake the hell out of us this year. Downside, upside, it's going to be massive. And it's back to back. It's crazy. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys. What are we working with? All the links are over at my website, guys. You just head on over to my website. If you're on TikTok, it's the link in bio. If you're on YouTube, it's the link on down below, zachrector.com. Head on over there. We're updating the website, and we're going to continue to bring you guys the best deals. If you need precious metals, get in touch with me. Get in touch with my people. We got the links to get you there. Cryptocurrency, precious metals, and get in our Discord group if you're looking to get tapped in. We have a new month starting. So, you know, like I said, you will be charged every month on the day that you join our Discord group now. And it's all done through Patreon. So the day that you join our Patreon is the day that your card's going to get swiped every month, okay? And like I said, you know, $45 a month, I understand it's an investment, and I want you guys to make that investment in yourself, support what we're building right here as we build out an infrastructure, a team, courses, programs that are all included in the Discord membership, like our business development program, the real estate sessions, the prepping sessions, and just the spiritual bond that we have made within our group is truly incredible. It's priceless. Really is priceless. And I couldn't do it without you guys. Without your support, I couldn't do it. And so whether you're smashing the thumbs up, using our affiliate links, joining the Discord group, God bless you guys for helping me support and grow this thing. We just continue to just onward and upward. Appreciate you guys. How can I help you? You changed your mind on HBAR? I'm still in the same place with HBAR. I need to do a further deep dive. I guess I'll tell you what, Crypto Disciple, great question. I'll bring you guys an I'm used to all the X coins. HBAR deep dive, whatever. What the hell, man? I know you freaking Hedera bros love your little HBAR. And it was interesting. I talked to a project manager of one of the largest mining companies at the conference, and he said that the one cryptocurrency that he did have was Hedera. And that's what's fascinating, is that these guys understand utility. These guys understand utility. He didn't hold Bitcoin. Are you holding XLM? Yes, it's my second largest cryptocurrency holding. There with IBM, it's a big deal. Yeah, I'll do a deep dive on HBAR. For those of you guys that are wondering why I'm not, turned on by HBAR as much, it's because I don't see as much real use, actual use, contracts, deals, utility being done with the token. Yes, they have an incredible governing council, right? Google, IBM, all these people that are on their governing council that are partners, right? Who's actually settling and using the token? That's my problem with HBAR. That's my problem that is very different with XRP. Even XLM, right? Stellar worked with the Central Bank of Ukraine. They've worked with some others, but there's no CBDCs that are actually built on the XLM network. So that's what I look for when I'm investing in these digital assets, is real utility, real problems, but then like who's actually using the token and who's going to use the token? Because I understand that we're early. The institutions are still yet to come in a major way, which was another major takeaway that I had from the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Was one of the largest lawyers for putting together these mining companies, one of the largest lawyers in the space, said that he's specifically only talking to institutional investors, companies that are looking to make allocations to alternatives, and they're looking to these mining operations. They're looking at alternatives, and you bet they're looking at digital assets as well. As we just covered in this session, where Bank of America made sure that their real-time settlement payment, patent, the patent that Bank of America filed, they made sure to include interoperability with the Ripple ledger, with XRP, with on-demand liquidity. Pre-fund Ripple accounts, or Ripple schemes is what they call it. Yeah. Big contracts with the military. Yeah. Dark Horse says we TikTok bros ain't crying. The problem on TikTok right now is just a lot of confusion and FUD. That's the main thing that I see on TikTok. Is it's a conversation that I've been trying to elevate for a while, right? Because it just gets immature. And I'm not just talking about the shills, but I'm talking about the confusion in the space. Like, every single day there's a new person, that puts out a video on TikTok bashing XRP. There's another person every day that puts out a video praising XRP 10,000 to the moon tomorrow. So this is where TikTok gets crazy, man. TikTok gets crazy. So we got to be careful who we're listening to, have discernment. There's a lot of people that are saying a lot of things right now. It's crazy out in the streets, specifically talking about TikTok, specifically talking about Dark Horse, who I've had to educate a couple times here. And I got to talk smack because I like talking. I like having fun, man. Let's have an adult beverage. Let's talk about it. Let's do the maths. I'm working with different numbers than you. I've heard you say 10,000 and more. I've always stood by my statements that I do believe that 10,000 XRP is possible. There's so much unknowns with this deal, guys. I do think that it is possible. I mean, technically speaking, it is possible. There's no limit, right? There is a limit on how much XRP there will be. XRP gets burned every transaction. And we have no idea the amount of pre-allocation deals that Ripple's already done. We have no idea what's going to happen with that escrow account. And we have no idea what a set price might be from Ripple, right? And then we have no idea the amount of utility that's going to be coming to the XRP ledger as well. See, one of my main thoughts coming from that resource investment conference was these guys need to see all of these moving to distributed ledger technology now, because it'll allow all of these commodities, minerals, resources, gold, silver to be more liquid, and the companies to be more efficient, and the markets to be more liquid and efficient. And that's key. And it would allow these projects to get access to funds easier. It would allow them more flexibility and ability to raise funds for these companies as well. But then for them, they think that digital assets need to be backed by something. Well, like I was talking about last night on TikTok, we need to see a real gold token on the XRP ledger that we can trust, that we can verify, whether that's, them put in a QR code on the bars of gold in the vault that we can track. For me, I don't like a lot of these custody solutions are pretty legit. They've been around for a while, right? But for me, I've always liked having it on me. But I do understand that some people have such an allocation that needs to be made. It has to be stored in a vault somewhere. And we do need to have that. I mean, everyone in the space would tell us that we need to just believe that these guys have it in the vaults, right? Trust me, bro. But in cryptocurrency, we've learned the saying, right? Trust but verify. I want verifications. And there's no damn reason that we can't put it all on blockchain, that we can't track, that the vault has added the gold, right? That the vault has added the silver. And so we need gold, and it already has been. Gold has already been tokenized on the XRP ledger. There's multiple projects that are already working on this. But we need legitimate projects, legitimate tokens. And I've been warning you guys about the XRP ledger projects. There's a new project coming out every day. XRP Healthcare, XRP Paynet, XRP Retail, XRP AI, XRP Doofus Moron, let's pump this project. Be careful with your XRP out on the streets, guys. Everybody has a damn story, whether it's the mining companies that were setting up booths up there in Vancouver, or whether it's the XRPL project that has a story to sell you, a trust me, bro, story to tell you. And that's what I mean. With the internet and with blockchain, there's no reason that we can't track it all. That they can't verify that we got the gold in the vaults, that we got the reserves, that we're telling you that we got. How come you never talk about Ripple's RFID chip that they made? Lyric, that's a good question. Yeah, it's something that, came out a while ago. They patented a chip with the Navy. So that was something that they did. And to my point, everything gets tracked. Everything gets tracked. The amount of steps that you take, the amount of breaths that you take, the amount of times that your heartbeat beats in a day will get tracked. You guys are already doing it on your Apple Watch. You guys are already doing it in your phone. And some people will... I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to stop there. Some people are down for experiments. Every breath you take. Exactly. These kids do everything through Venmo, Cash App. I don't have either one. I say, you want to send some XRP? I can accept some XRP. I can send you some XRP, XLM. You want some crypto? I don't do Cash App or Venmo. What are we doing? These people crack me up. I get it. It works. It's efficient. And no, that's the point. That is the future. But I'm going to tell you this right now. This is the last thing I'm going to say tonight on that Vancouver Resource Investment Conference before I drop my full recap tomorrow. What is going to be the reserve currency? Are there going to be multiple reserve currencies? See, the common takeaway thesis that I see amongst everyone that was speaking there was that the US dollar reserve currency needs to be reset. It's in trouble. It's on its way out. Now, the conversation then just goes to speculation based on, is the dollar going to be able to save itself? Or, how long is it going to be the cleanest shirt in the closet before people give it up? And, or, what is going to be the solution or competitor to a new reserve currency status? Is it going to be the Chinese digital yuan, which is what Andy Schectman talked about how, the digital yuan has already had incredible success over the last couple of years, incredible growth, right? I think almost 30 billion in transactions so far on the digital yuan, okay? Or is it going to be a BRICS nations, stable coin? Is it going to be a Russia coin that's backed by gold? Is it going to be a multi-currency world, which is what I see developing out already? And what I see is that you're going to have digital reserve currencies and you're going to have fiat reserve currencies. I believe that true fiat currencies, though, are what people are trying to get away from. And so I think it's in the best interest of backing your currency by something. But I do believe that most governments do not want to go to a gold standard. They may be forced to, though. And the conversation was very interesting because all these guys are in the same consensus that the US dollar is in trouble, that the reserve currency status needs to be reset, that the BRICS nations is making moves, that central banks are stacking more precious metals than they have in 55 freaking years. The amount of times that I heard that stat repeated throughout the conference, right? There's a reason for that. But these guys are missing the distributed ledger technology, the blockchain aspect of it, the crypto aspect of it. The one guy that I heard talking about crypto, the one guy talking positive about cryptocurrency, besides Robert, we know that Robert talks about Bitcoin, right? Was Mark Moss. Other than that, The only time I heard crypto mentioned was when they were making fun of investing in Dogecoin. Like, you could, if you want to throw your money away, you can invest in Dogecoin. I heard a couple jokes like that. But other than that, these guys are missing that. But the common understanding that we have amongst each other is that the reserve currency is done. And why I think that this is something that's being overlooked in the digital asset space is because the guys that have made it to XRP understand utility. The guys and gals invested in XRP digital assets, ISO 222 compliance, real utility, understand and get it. But I think that we're underestimating how much it will matter that banks, financial institutions, and me and you, Joe Blow, will want to just hold it as a reserve currency, as a store of value, keeping it on the balance sheet. Yeah, we're going to do a little staking. We're going to put up 10% of our XRP for leverage so that we can go buy a house, so that we can go buy a property. Right? But a lot of us are still going to be holding XRP as a reserve currency on our balance sheets, in our cold wallets, not making it available for liquidity, for utility. And when you start to see banks and financial institutions like the Sovereign Fund of Norway losing $164 billion per year, and the solution in Lebanon to the situation, the debt crisis, is to destroy 90% of the value of the currency overnight. Oh, we thought that overnight was just a meme? We thought we were just doing riddles? This is reality, folks. It's not, overnight's not a meme. This is real freaking life. Lebanon devaluing their currency by 90% on February 1st tomorrow. They're already waking up in Lebanon right now, probably. I don't know what time it is over there. But they're waking up today to their currency being devalued by 90%. Do you have silver? Do you have gold? Do you have real value? Do you have fundamental cryptocurrencies with actual liquidity, utility, value? Links on over at my website for your wallets to store it, for your exchanges to buy it, for your precious metals partner that you can trust, reputable source. Get in touch with us. Let us know. Head on over to my website and let me know how I can help you. Shoot me a message. There's a contact page. Shoot me your message. Let me know how I can help you. You want to get in our business development program? I can help you with that. You want to get in our Discord group, learn about real estate this Saturday? Get in touch, sign up for the Patreon Discord group. Let's get it rolling. 2023 can be your year while the rest of the space is in panic, fear, FUD, uncertainty, doubt, right? You get it. A lot of confusion in this space. Let's get tapped in with winners. Let's take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you so much. On the way out, let's smash the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. And then head on over to my website. Whether you're going to go buy some precious metals tonight or you're going to go buy some crypto digital assets, take a look. We got the links on over at my website, wallets as well. Okay? Yeah. Nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. Little buffalo heads. Don't be a Bitcoin head. Be a buffalo head. That was such a dad joke. That was so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm out of here. I appreciate all of you guys so much. The super chats were lit tonight. Thank you so much for the support. Head on over. Links in my bio. Okay. Appreciate all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.